Hello and welcome to This Is. We're gonna recklessly speculate.
Whoa. Reckless speculation? That never would fly on the This Is channel, because today we're going to be determining whether or not some of the most hyped and anticipated sequels and games of all time will ever see the light of day.
Here's my hot take.
Yep.
It's not even a hot take.
I'm ready.
The Fallout TV series was just Fallout 5, and they go, what if we just made it on TV instead of the game?
Ding.
I'm still waiting for the other 71 Fallout games.
So we're gonna take a look at some games. We're gonna guess whether it's yes coming out or no, it's not.
And fisticuffs will be had.
Star Citizen.
Wow, we're starting off with a bang on this one.
This has been in development since 2010.
So I knew that it had been around for that long. I didn't realize that they had started in 2010.
Yeah. You want to talk about microtransactions in a game?
Micro? How about macro transactions?
You could spend $1,100 for a 3D model of a spaceship. Talk about pay to win.
So, okay, if you're unfamiliar, Star Citizen is an incredibly ambitious MMO. You can build your ships or really buy your ships, and you can fly all around the galaxy and have a great time with your best buddies. They've taken the purchasing of ships to another level. It's not like, GTA where you buy some shark bucks and buy yourself a new car or something. No, how about spending hundreds, if not thousands of dollars?
Yeah.
I'll completely grant are impeccably modeled. They look phenomenal. You can walk all around them and see them. Like they're really cool. But there are people who have spent ungodly amounts of money on Star Citizen. Nothing against that. I know that if you looked at Matt's bank balance for balloons purchases over the years, it's probably in the trillions of dollars. I heard through the grapevine that they're approaching version 1.0. What does that mean?
They've been approaching this for like years. Now, part of the reason they have to charge so much for the space models is because they got to pay for the A-list actors that they got for their campaign, Squadron 42.
They paid them all 10 years ago because that's when they had them all.
It included Gary Oldman, Mark Hamill, Gillian Anderson, just based on sheer math of how long. It's never officially coming out.
Here's the thing. They've raised $644 million.
Here's my problem with Star Citizen. I would say that like Starfield is like 60% of what Star Citizen is.
What about No Man's Sky?
Also pretty good. You don't have to pay anything else for those. You don't have to pay for the ship.
Look, if you enjoy Star Citizen, all the more power to you. Have a great time. But while I'm not exactly a huge fan of the idea that it has been in early access for longer than some people who play it are alive, I've got to say it is a game. It's not vaporware. It exists. That was almost fisticuffs. Perfect Dark Reboot. Now, Perfect Dark came out for the N64. And then, well, where is it? It's so dark I can't find it.
So it's been in development since 2018 by The Initiative and Crystal Dynamics.
The Initiative doesn't sound like a real thing.
Xbox has called it the first quadruple A game.
No. Ubisoft tried this shit. No quadruple A or quintuple A or sextuple A games. That's not a thing. We're making stuff up now. Triple A is a nefarious idea already. We saw a trailer in 2020.
There was no gameplay. It was just a CG trailer, which is great because they had actually not really even started working on the game at all at that point. I didn't realize that Perfect Dark wasn't 007 back in the day.
What?
Oh man, is 007 fighting aliens? I didn't know James Bond when I was a kid. We did get a remaster of GoldenEye and made it HD.
And that was the N64 version, right?
Yeah, it leaked. They couldn't get the rights from MGM because they are notoriously very protective of the Bond brand. They won't sell anything with Bond if it's not the current Bond, which is why we got that weird GoldenEye version for the Wii that had Daniel Craig in it.
I'm gonna give it both.
I'm gonna give it a thumbs down. Even though I know that Microsoft are hungry for beautiful Xbox titles to sell Series S's to your nephew, but I think after this many trials and tribulations, and we're how many years from any kind of significant updates, maybe in like 10 minutes when they do another Xbox showcase, they'll show it off and I'll be wrong, but I'm gonna say no, not happening.
Reboot? No. Just remaster? Yes.
GTA 6. Man, they spent like $30 trillion on this thing. It'll be out tomorrow, right? Wait, when does GTA 6 come out? I thought it was coming out next week.
It was like coming in 2025. Then like a month ago, they're like, you know what? We're gonna delay it because we want to take our time. So now it's gonna be about 2026.
What?
And they said like, hey, everyone who works for the company has to come back into the office. As of recording this, like yesterday morning, Take-Two also announced that they're laying off even more people and they're delaying projects. But here's the thing. There is zero incentive to actually speed up the development of this because they are just literally printing shark bucks on GTA Online.
I can't wait for the YouTube sort of documentaries on the history of GTA 6 between the leaks and all this kind of stuff. Like when this thing finally ships, by the time that we're both old and gray, it's gonna be a great time.
I actually think that GTA 6 might be somewhat of a letdown. We have this idea of it, look how good GTA is right now.
Yeah.
But it's just no, they just keep giving us all these features in online.
Just imagine the amount of money and just the investment that has gone into this. It's almost like when you have a project. Yeah, obviously GTA 6
it's coming out because this is gonna be the first $1 trillion.
Billion dollar.
This is Octuple A game.
Oh, good Lord.
Next up, we have
Beyond Good and Evil 2. Oh, you mean the game that's older than people watching this video?
Yep.
Cool.
So this is also a quadruple A game.
Ubisoft, stop it. Where is it? I don't know. So the way that they pitch this game is an open world, action adventure, space combat, RPG shared universe. So, that seems like a really easy game to develop.
They read Ready Player One and said, write that down.
Look, if you tease this thing in 2008 and then 10 years later, the best thing you got is a CG trailer, hell no, brother. If Ubisoft tries to sell me another quadruple A game, I'm gonna thumbs down.
I mean, with everything, Ubisoft, they laid off a bunch of people. They shed a bunch of projects.
You say shat a bunch of projects?
Well, they did. They definitely shat a bunch of projects. Anything that's not Assassin's Creed, they shat.
They also shut down the crew.
Yep.
Even if you own the game, you can't play it anymore.
Yep. This is not coming
How about
out.
we do a double thumbs down?
Boink.
Oh! No! Half-Life 3. I knew when we were doing this video this was going to be on the list. I still wasn't ready for it. Half-Life, if you're somehow unaware, congratulations, that rock seems really nice to live under, is one of the most seminal gaming experiences of all time. Half-Life 1 was incredible. Half-Life 2 was incredible. And these bastards gave us, instead of Half-Life 3, episode 1 and 2 of Half-Life. They leave you on a damn cliffhanger and then say, oh, right, are we gonna finish this game? No. The writer of Half-Life had even leaked the entire plot of episode 3. Valve and the Valve structure is, I think, directly the reason why Half-Life 3 has not happened. Are you familiar with the way that Valve is laid out as a company?
Yeah, Gaben just does a line of Coke and decides what and make it
Steam Deck, let's do it! My understanding, the way that Valve works, is that it is a very sort of flat structure. And everyone at Valve kind of has, it seems like, some sort of flexibility in what projects they want to work on. And it feels like one of those things where there's not enough critical momentum behind people at Valve really wanting to do Half-Life 3. But it has almost certainly been worked on starts and stops over the years.
Because of how much of a cult following Half-Life has.
Yeah.
There's not a group of people who work for Valve that are like, you know what? I'm going to make this on my own goddamn time and just present it
you can make a Half-Life game very easily, but the expectation,
it's never going to live up to whatever hype that we've made in our mind about it. It's never going to live up to that.
And you think about Valve, who again are making giant piles of money on every bit of Steam stuff. I mean, they did do Half-Life Alyx, which you could argue was Half-Life adjacent. I understand why people at Valve don't have the sort of motivation to go and spend all this money making a game that will almost certainly disappoint people. I gotta say thumbs down.
Thumbs down.
So sad to say that.
But we will get Whole Life 1.
So there's only one YouTuber I subscribe to on my work account, and it's this guy. He uploads a video every single day about the Half-Life 3 update. He's nearing to day 2000 right now.
Metroid Prime 4.
So now this one's actually a little bit tough. At E3 of 2017, rest in peace, this was announced to be in development, and then they gave us a big old trailer with a very fancy looking 4. They have apparently moved it around, so it was originally being developed by Bandai Namco. It's been moved to Retro Studios, who originally made Metroid Prime. The thing is, while we have not really had a whole lot of updates on this in several years, I still hear rumors that we're gonna get Metroid Prime 4 soon. Some random Nintendo Direct, we're gonna hold out hope, and it's just gonna pop up.
It's 100% coming out. The moment we get the Switch 2, we will hear a whole bunch about this because if Nintendo loves doing something, it's reselling us a game.
I'm sure whenever they release this, is the next game they'll work on is the new F-Zero game, right, guys?
Okay. All right.
Well, Elder Scrolls 6.
When this was announced in 2018, everyone was very excited. They showed this teaser in 2018, and that's really all we've got. Now, clearly this has and continues to be in development for the last several years, and it's understandable when you get to games of this kind of scope, and this kind of quadruple A sort of thing, it's gonna take a while. But here's the thing. We have not actually gotten a good update in like 6 years. It's clear that Bethesda are working on this. It's not that they're just gonna say, oh, never mind, we're not gonna do it. So Elder Scrolls 6.
Here's the difference between Elder Scrolls and all the other ones we looked at. There's nothing that indicates that this is in development hell. Every other one of these games is like, it's changed developers 5 times. The entire team got laid off. This is Bethesda. They just keep releasing massive games.
They did make Starfield.
Yeah.
That probably derailed them by
a lot.
So you think that because Starfield was a big bag of doo-doo?
Yeah, they're like, oh, we need to come back hard-hitting. And now they got that Microsoft money behind them.
They do. Yeah.
This is 100% coming out.
I agree. It will be a PlayStation 6 exclusive. We're still probably years and years away from this coming out.
It's coming. It's coming, guys.
Unrecord. Oh, this one.
This is Hardcore Henry, the game. A guy worked in the French studio Drama, uploaded a demo for this game, and everyone went insane.
Oh, yeah, so it's meant to look like a body cam. It has, tons of people who are super excited about it. It has over 1.2 million wish lists on Steam. So the entire studio at the time of announcing this was just a couple of French musicians and a single game dev. Now, they actually used just some basic Unreal assets that were sort of pre-made in the trailers. But the problem was that this thing, while it seems incredibly impressive, I don't know that this one's gonna come out, mostly because lots of people have already made games in this style that have actually been released, and you can really kind of recreate the trailer pretty quickly. It seems like one of those things that kind of got the wow factor, like, oh my god, this looks super realistic, without really thinking about any kind of substance behind it.
Yeah,
I'm a thumbs down on this one. I don't think this is ever showing up. I remember everyone was super excited about it, but
I think it will come out, but it's probably not gonna do anything. Yeah. Or you could just go to Detroit. Social commentary.
Don't like that. Pragmata. This was announced in 2021.
It's like someone read Kojima's
diary.
Yeah.
Hey, make something really weird and then release it, and people wanted it. This was announced in 2021. It was going to come out in 2022, and then it was delayed to 2023, and it was delayed to, I don't know. Now, they actually do have some gameplay in the trailer as well, so it's not just that sort of cinematic thing.
But also the gameplay is not enjoyable looking.
I will say, I'm curious. I will give it a thumbs down as well, but like, it definitely got my attention. The problem is, though, this is still new enough that it could absolutely still come out.
It could, but like...
But it doesn't feel like it makes any sense, and I don't know if people are clamoring for Pragmata to release on the PS5.
System Shock 3...
Wait. I forgot that this was going to be a thing. Originally started in 2006 by EA, the year that the PS3 and the Wii came out. Then the rights were moved to Night Dive, who have actually made a lot of good stuff. And then it was moved to Other Side Entertainment, right? So that's usually not a good sign when it's moved 3 times. They did have a trailer in 2019, so only 13 years after they announced it. But then they, ran out of money. So then they sold to Tencent in 2020, back when Tencent was and still kind of is buying up everything that looked like it had a pulse that had the ability to put an ad in it. And then we've heard nothing.
Hold on.
They announced the thing in 2018, or they started developing in 2018.
System Shock 3? No. System Shock Mobile? Yes.
Oh, no! Titanfall 3. Do you know that the last time I was an actual tryhard in an FPS was Titanfall 1? I would do like a couple hours a night to try to like actually be good in Titanfall 1. Now, you probably know this Titanfall universe from Apex Legends, but back in the early kind of like Xbox One era, this was an actual Xbox exclusive. So much fun. Like, honestly, I loved Titanfall 1. So the thing is, they've been teasing Titanfall 3 in Apex Legends, right? Because like that's the whole universe.
Well, yes, a lot of people want 3. I don't think it's gonna happen.
It's happening.
I think whatever we would get for Titanfall 3 would just be an Apex single player.
I want the Titanfall gameplay of a nice multiplayer map, but I want the ability to hop in and out of my mechs and to call my Titans down and have a good old time. Thumbs up, Titanfall 3 is coming. I don't care what you call it. I don't care if you have to shove it in Apex so that people actually pay attention to it. Thumbs up. The Source engine will live again.
Bully 2.
Wow. Okay.
GTA, but in a boarding school.
They started developing it back in 2006, theoretically, and they never said it was canceled. But here's the thing. I mean, obviously, Rockstar in the early 2000s were all about making sort of very controversial titles, Bully felt like the same kind of thing.
You could seduce a teacher and then beat up a poor kid.
There are a lot of reasons why Bully 2 will probably never see the light of day. I think a game that they were able to do 20 years ago is probably not something they can pull off quite as easily today. If you just think about what Rockstar can do, and with their giant piles of cash, GTA obviously on the top, Red Dead also really strong. I'll just take a guess that Rockstar Table Tennis is going to come out before Bully 2. Thumbs down. Never seen the light of day.
If it did come out, I'd love to know which British boarding school this would take place in.
Hogwarts.
And then there's a secret last slide.
Last up, we have...
Oh, for fuck's sake.
It's a game. Get it?
Here's the thing. A Song of Ice and Fire has a special place in my heart. And the winds of winter are coming for us all, my friends. My boy, George... He's been locked up in his...
There's no way that George doesn't die before he comes.
Dude, he's been working on this for a long time. He's out there in his castle in the middle of the woods.
He's out there having a great time. I love that George R.R. Martin is actually just like a jock dude. He's like loves sport. Yeah. You always see him like sitting courtside at basketball games.
If you don't finish it, we're gonna be forced to deal with the AI version to complete it, which will be somehow still better than the David and Dan.
What we need to do is give him whatever Stephen King was on in the 80s.
Yeah!
Cocaine.
Lots of it.
Just lots of cocaine.
Literally. I'm so sad. Okay, I'm so sad. Like, subscribe, and every like equals one more prayer for George R.R. Martin to finish this goddamn series I've been waiting for.
Every like is one more line for him, both text and nostril.